Welcome to the Emerge Podcast, where Ronnie Doss shares insights regarding life, leadership, and personal development. For more of our resources, visit ronniedoss.com. Now, let's join the podcast.
Hi there, this is Ronnie Doss. My team and I are really excited that you decided to stop by. You know, I've spent the last decade working with individuals from all over the world to help them transform their thinking and enhance their life experience. Not only do I train teams at some of the most successful companies and organizations in the world, I offer coaching programs specifically designed for individuals much like yourself that are committed to increasing productivity and achieving personal goals. I've had powerful mentors along the way that have taught me principles that absolutely shifted how I was living my life, and those principles I want to share with you. My passion is people, and there's nothing more exciting than seeing a life transformed for the better. This is what I've decided to give my life to. So hop over to ronniedoss.com to check out some of the video programs I personally designed to help you build stronger relationships, improve your communication skills, and develop an intentional mindset. I know these resources will assist you in finding a greater sense of purpose, staying focused on what matters, and breaking through old mental barriers. Get ready. This is your time. So I think the idea that we have to remain friends with people for the entirety of our life is one of the most absurd ways of thinking that we could have, or adopt at least. You know, when you grow up and you move out and you start to experience the world, you start to see that there's so many different types of people in the world that you can admire. People that you see that do certain things really well, and for a season, you may pursue that. And after you've spent time pursuing that and finding out about how a person thinks and the type of circles that this person runs in and the things that they've been exposed to, you may realize then that that's not the circle you want to remain in, and you may find another one that you want to gravitate towards. And as you do this, it's like moving through life. It's a bit like playing chess. And so you move from one place to the next, and hopefully you're learning and you're growing the whole time that you move. And whether you choose to move physically to another state, another place, which so many people seem to be doing nowadays, or whether or not you just move to a different occupation, different career, different industry, whatever that is, as you're moving, hopefully you're learning and that you're growing. And as long as you're doing that, I think you have to be okay with leaving some people, and I don't want to say behind like they're staying stuck there, which many people do, but just leaving people in general. You're stepping out of some circle. Now, that doesn't mean the person has to leave your life. You can love people from a distance. I say that all the time. But, you know, you've got to be okay with really appreciating who it is that you are, your willingness and your desire to explore and to navigate and to be more of a pioneer, looking for things, to discover things, to grow in areas, versus just staying stuck with people that maybe you were stuck with for a season. You know, I say it all the time, and you've probably heard it many times, that people come into your life for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. Now that sounds good, but I want to drill down on this. The reason could be that they helped you navigate a difficult time, right? They helped you to mourn a loss. They helped you to get through a transitional time. They helped you, they were there for you, to listen to you, to talk to you during a time when maybe you didn't have anybody to talk to. Well, that's a reason. And that person could be there for a season, which means they stick around for quite a bit longer than just that initial reason that you met someone for. And they stay in your life for a season. That could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be a few years. And then there's the few people that are going to be there with you for a lifetime. And these are people that you're going to check in with, that you're going to know, your family hopefully for a lifetime. Some of your best friends, you might know them for a really long time. These could be lifetime people. But if you ever see that you're growing away from any of these people, any of them, you have to be okay with that. Just because people are your family, it doesn't mean that you have to be best friends. Now, I'm very close to my family, but we're all very different. We have very different dreams and ambitions, things that we're pursuing. I'm very close to my family, but I'm very focused on expressing what it is that I need to express in my life to allow certain talents or abilities or certain passions, certain dreams that I've decided to lock onto to work themselves out in my life. And I think as long as you're respectful to people and you don't want to do any harm to anybody, you're not trying to take a side swipe at anybody, undercut somebody, you're not trying to block someone's progress. As long as that's who you are, then you got to be willing to do you. You got to be willing to live your life and set goals and dreams for you, for your family. You know, there's the old quote, it kind of says that, you know, it's us four and no more. And I think for some families, that's very true. My wife, Jennifer, and I, we have 2 daughters. You guys know this, Addison and Kennedy. There's 4 of us. It would be easy to say, hey, it's about us 4 and no more. And you can care so much and so deeply about certain people that are really close to you that maybe you feel like that's all you need. Now, I don't think that that's an excuse to hide your head and say, all I got to do is spend time with my family. You can do that if you want. I'm not the person that gets to decide what's right or wrong. But I think you need to recognize, hold yourself accountable to what it is that you're feeling. And if you recognize for a moment that you're feeling something that may be holding you back in some way from stepping forward into what you want, and maybe you're feeling like you need to reach out to some people and connect with some old friends or some new friends, maybe you need to do that, then do that. If that's what you need to do, then do it. But if you know that there's some things in you that you need to keep allowing to be expressed, that you need to keep pushing yourself and striving for something, then be willing to do it. And if you get to the point where you realize, well, I've been striving long enough, I've been pushing long enough, then maybe I need to take a break for a while and just spend some time with myself, right? Learning more of me, decompressing from all the time that I've spent talking to people and stretching in my career and trying to grow and trying to climb the ladder, then by all means, spend that time. You see, I don't think we need to wait till the end of our life to start living our life. I think that when we can slow down and assess what's really going on for us and say, hey, what is it that I'm really wanting to do here? Well, I'm wanting to continue to grow. Well, great. If I want to keep continuing to grow, I can assess the relationships that I have and figure out whether or not they're great for me and maybe at what frequency I spend time with those people and for how much time. You see, you have certain people that are good to go to coffee with. You have other people that are good to go to lunch with, a longer lunch, or have dinner with. You have other people that might be good for you to go on vacation with. You may have some people that you could go on vacation after vacation, have sleepovers at their house, and you bring your kids over and all that stuff. We've had friends like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to be willing to look at your relationships and weigh whether or not they're serving you to become what you need to become. Because I think as you're focusing on becoming what you need to become, you realize there's certain things that you want to have in your life. And if there's certain things that you want to have in your life, then I would recommend very strongly being willing to bring those things to some relationships that you have. And it may not be lots and lots of relationships, but just a few. And if people happen to trade in and out for a while, like you've got people you're spending the most amount of time with right now, and someone in that group may transition out and you want to transition someone else in, well, that's okay. We're all going through very different things. Our worlds are spinning at different rates, so to speak, and it's all relative based on where it is that we believe that we are. So maybe you're at a time where you feel like your life is spinning really fast and you don't have a whole lot of time for friends. Or maybe you're starting to slow down. You're like, man, I got to slow down a bit here because I've been pushing too hard. And now you recognize that there's some need for some good relationships. I think in that time of recognizing that, you want to make sure that you're creating the balance to where it's not just all about you all the time, but you definitely need to be considerate of what it is that you are trying to do and not feel guilty for pushing yourself, for trying to become more. Because there are seasons and there are times where other people may try to pursue more, that they may be moving faster than you're moving, and they may not want to have time, may not want to spend time with you as much as there was the time that they did before. This is okay. Give the grace to people. Keep open lines of communication, and if you need someone, reach out to them. If someone needs you and they reach out to you, hey, listen to them. Be present with them. Don't push them out of your life because you're too busy, but surely don't feel guilty because you have your eye on the prize. If you'll keep moving forward, keep reading good things, keep listening to good things, staying inspired, keeping focused on a big goal, the big dreams, the things that you want to hold yourself accountable to. If you will do that, while at the same time making sure that you're considerate of people around you, but not losing your way because you're so afraid of upsetting someone else or offending someone else. Listen, if people are really busy and they're making things happen in their life and they're really pursuant of their goals and dreams, they're not going to be so offended with what you do. I have found that people that get offended with other people pursuing their goals and dreams are simply because they're not pursuing theirs. And they turn these little molehills into mountains. They take small things and make it big things. They continue to keep track of wrongs, right? They make this list of all the things that you're doing wrong, and then they vomit it on you. These aren't the people that you want to be around. Stay focused on what it is that you need to do. Hold yourself accountable. Make a list. Check those things off each day, right? And make sure that the people closest to you are all right. But if they know you and know you really well and know that your heart's in the right spot, then they're going to support you the way that you need to be supported. And if they don't support you the way that you need to be supported, that's okay, because you're doing what you know you need to do anyway. This is Ronnie Doss. I hope you got some good stuff out of this. I think there's gold in here, and hopefully this inspires you and gives you just a little bit of a push for you to keep moving towards what matters to you. But make sure that in all of it, you're not being rude or being ugly to anybody. If there's something that you feel, communicate it, share it, but keep pressing forward towards the things that you're called to do. Sometimes you'll feel like you got a lot of people around you. Sometimes you may feel like you don't have many people around you, but that's okay. Keep moving forward. The right people will present themselves at the right time. I look forward to talking to you guys again very, very soon. Take care.